everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a new Natasha Denona release today. Yes, I went ahead and got it. I went ahead and splurged. I broke the bank and I got the Biba palette. I'm going to be saying Biba a lot because it's just a cute little word and I like to say Biba. So this is an all neutral palette as it says on the front. It says all, can you see it's really light? See the pink letters there? All neutral. And this is a matte plastic. How different. All neutral. I don't know if neutral is the right word. I would say like natural colors. I don't know. This has got kind of the same format and layout as her Safari palette, which I don't have. I never really was that into those colors and the whole all matte situation. We've got some shimmers on these, and then we've got some colors that they're describing as cream to powder in here, and that's what really grabbed me about this palette. I'm like, what are they talking about? Cream to powder shadows. Am I going to have a hard time blending those? Are those going to go on evenly? Are they going to go on globby and patchy? I'm really confused. So I really had to get this and figure it out. As you know, I love my neutrals. I love my sort of beiges. I love my terracotta-y colors. I don't particularly love gray, but I like taupe. And so I thought this would suit me. This would fit into my comfort zone. So I'm going to swatch these for you and I'll show you what I came up with today. I'm going to do two looks for you. Today I did a halo and I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy with the quality of these shadows so far. Some of them, as I swatch them though, are a little sheer, are a little lightweight. Let me swatch them for you and we're going to figure out which ones are cream to powder and if those blended well for me. And here are your shades. Now some of these on Natasha Denona website she calls cream powders, and those are very creamy powders that she said she made that way so that they don't give you fallout and that you don't get all the dusting in the pan, etc. I'm trying to kind of figure out which ones are definitely cream powders in this palette, and they seem to be the ones that come out kind of sheer when you swatch them, when you put them on. So you only have 3 metallics in this palette right here. This one, Monroe, that I used today, is probably the wettest feeling, creamiest feeling metallic I've ever experienced. It just feels almost like a wet cream eyeshadow, like in a pot or something. It is incredibly soft and squishy feeling, and I really enjoyed it. It gave a really high payoff shine. Look at that. I used it on my inner corner. I really enjoyed it. So they all have very different textures. Like the ones that are cream powders, you can tell on some of them, okay, that's a cream powder. Then on others, you're kind of wondering and guessing. The driest feeling one in the palette is this light gray down here. That one kind of felt like your normal, very satiny, smooth matte, not a cream and not like any of the other mattes on here felt. It's very different. This has a lot of textures in it, but I didn't notice that any of the ones that I used looked or felt like they were hard to blend, even though they were the cream powders. I feel like the definite cream powders in here are Rayon, this Tor color. A couple of the others I thought for sure when you feel them, they feel kind of creamy. Tone is another one, and Spot. And this is Tone, and this is Spot. And they just feel moister than your normal, even your normal nice smooth feeling matte. Now I have some shaky pans in this palette. I bought this from Sephora. I ordered it online from Sephora. A couple of the pans are loose, so we may have to do something about that. I may have to take it back and try to get another one. But because I really don't want them to fall out, not at $129. Anyway, I will show you how I put on the halo today, and then I'm going to go into a different look for you guys. Okay, I primed my eyelids with a liquid catsuit from Wet n Wild. I kind of like that for a primer because it kind of gives you a nice matte, flat surface to put stuff on, and it kind of camouflages some of my coloring on my eyelid. So first I'm going to go into, with a fluffy brush, I'm going to create sort of a transition with the color called Freckle. And Freckle is at the top right here. So Freckle is nice and soft. It is, you know, I'm getting a lot of dusting here on my product. Okay, with sort of a small brush, I'm going to start building inner and outer corners with this dark burgundy called Pasha. I need kind of a small brush for this so that I can really get in there. This color is very pigmented. Very, very pigmented. I'm wiping off my brush and then starting to just kind of connect the two sides with whatever's on the brush. And then I'll go back and put more on. And now I'm going to press onto my lid the color called Monroe right here. Try that with the same brush but cleaned off. We'll see how it goes on a brush and then we'll use my finger. It's very creamy. Ooh, it is packing on a brush. I had no idea it was gonna do that. I'm just gonna use the back of my hand as a palette and take some of that off because that is like serious. Oh wow, look at that. It's beautiful. I'm gonna blur the line between the shiny color and the dark color in just a second, but I wanna go ahead and pack that on. Look at that. That is an intense color. It's almost wet. It's almost this must be one of the cream to powder colors in this palette because it is almost like a wet feeling. I am now going to take some of this color called Rayon on my finger, and that is right here, and I'm gonna sort of dot that between these two colors on my eye. Kind of just a shade lighter than the Pasha color. The Pasha shade in my palette is loose. It's like I'm shaking it and it's rattling, or when I touch it with my brush, it rattles around. For a $129 palette, ugh, that concerns me. I'm just dotting a little of this Tusk color. It's just a light sort of vanilla along the edge of this transition area to sort of transition between the transition and whatever I'm gonna put up under my brow bone. Just, all right, lining under the eyes with Freckle. This terracotta-y color that we used in the transition under my eye. A little of the Pasha color right along here on the outer corner. And some of the Monroe color, which was my center halo color. I'm gonna put that right under here. That is an intense color. I mean, you think a lot of times colors like that can look real flaky on as they're going on, but it really holds together and holds its pigment. And I'm going to blot just a tiny bit of that same Monroe color right there on my tear duct. That pan is shaky in the palette too. Went back with some of the color called Spot and put that right along my lower lash line. That is this dark black. This is a creamy feeling, cream to powder feeling shadow. And it works really nicely as sort of a lash line liner like that. Again, taking Freckle and using that for my transition shade today. Now I'm going to take this color called Cocoa and work that into my outer corner and also my inner crease. Just going to pat that down and then I will move it around to where I want it. Cleaning off that brush and starting to move what I have down around. Go back into Cocoa and sort of add into my inner crease here with a small brush. Now I'm going to take some of this color called Tone out here. This is one of those cream powders. I'm going to put that on a blending sort of brush like this. Oh. Here I thought the cream powders were a little wimpy. And I'm going to blend that around the edge of this darker color. I'm just going to take a little bit of this Tusk color and blend around my transition line. Now I'm going to put Shine on my lid with my finger, of course, my favorite tool to use in my makeup. And that pan is also rattling. I've got like 5 pans out of this palette that are rattling. Y'all will have to let me know if you get this palette and you've got rattly pans. And I'm just putting that down right on my lid. I'm not going up too high with it because I kind of want to keep it a little smoky in the crease. I think this palette is just kind of really versatile and you can really get some smoky out of it. I love the fact that it's got burgundy and brown in it. Putting the shine in this corner here on a pointed little brush. I'm going to fluff a tiny bit of this black color in the outer corner. Let's see how that spot color goes on. It's another cream powder. I just want a spot of spot right there. Oh, that's nice. It's like a black, but it's not super black dense. I didn't want super dense black. I just wanted a little deepening out there. I think I'll tap just a bit of this rustic between my lid and my outer corner stuff, because I wanted to see how it looks color-wise. It's just a pretty bronze. It's definitely a bronze. I'm going to try something different and line my upper lashes with this spot color on an angled brush. It's just such a nice soft black. So the problem I have with lining my upper lashes with an eyeshadow, I like the way it looks because it ends up being a nice soft line instead of a harsh liner like you get with a liquid liner, but like if I use a black or something, it rains down onto my under eye during the day. It's being one of those cream powders, it may hold together better. Now I'm already getting, just from putting it on, can you see all that black under there? And it's on my inner line there. I'm gonna line with some cocoa right there under my eyes. And carrying some of the freckle color on the inside there. In my inner corner, I'm going to put some of the Monroe color. Okay, finished result of look number 2 from the all neutral Biba. I really like this palette. I think that it's quite versatile. You can do your browns. You can do sort of a burgundy deal over here. I love these two burgundies. I just love them. I love these mattes. This palette is mostly matte, and I love the quality of the mattes. I love the intense pigmentation and the softness. They're wonderful mattes. The metallics, the 3 metallics are great. Not a thing wrong with them. I don't really think I'm going to ever use these grays, especially as weirdly sheer as this one comes out. It's just very ash colored. I don't know, but for $129, do I love it? I don't think I love it for $129. I feel like the colors, you know, they're not unusual. I do like the cream powder idea. I do like the feel of the cream powders. I just don't feel like the colors are just super unusual in this palette. I think it's a nice palette, but I sure would have liked for it to be maybe $49, $59 instead of $129. You can go really smoky with this palette. That's what's, okay, that is an unusual feature of it, because a lot of neutral themed palettes are kind of lighter, they're peachier, they're lighter colors, and you can't really do so much of a smoky look with them. They don't have enough deep tones. This has got a lot more medium to deep tones in it than a lot of neutral palettes. A lot of neutral palettes will have like 3 shades of ivory, and you're like, why do I need 3 shades of ivory? So thanks for watching my Biba review. I had to say Biba again because I like that word. I have ColourPop on the way, the new Disney Villains palette. Something new from Pat McGrath Labs too. This kind of popped up as a surprise on Sephora and I grabbed it. That's on the way. So I'll be reviewing those for you guys, and thanks for watching.